Evening folks, Dan Shizzle here. Right, first things first. I've been away for a little while. I've had a bit of a busy life recently. But I'm back now, and I'm back stronger, except for this cold. This cold's bad. Do not get this cold, whatever you do. I'm back. Yeah. Right, first thing we're going to be looking at is this, which is the iTaste MVP version 2. This is purple. This is because it has cloves on. We will get rid of those in the close-up. So, right, this is a variable wattage, variable voltage device. Voltage can be adjusted from 3.3 to 5 volts in 0.1 volt increments. Variable wattage can be adjusted from 6 watts to 11 watts in 0.5 watt increments, and it reads the resistance of your atomizers, which is always a handy feature. Even if an atomizer has a stated resistance, I always urge you to check its resistance on some sort of device or a multimeter. I don't have mine at hand at the moment, but always check the resistance of your heads if you can, as that is the easiest and best way to find a short. Right, so what we're going to put on it for now. At the moment I've been using one of these bad boys, which is a GSH5. Just have a toot. I will be using an iClear 16 in the close-up. Nice. Right, so these are retailing for, let's just have a look. I have the world's slowest internet at the moment as well, so I think they're retailing for about £40 at the moment, which for me, considering battery length that you are getting with this device, I mean, I'm a heavy user, let's say, and I will easily kill an 18650 in a couple of hours. A very high mAh battery, maybe 3 or 4 hours, but normally it's a couple of hours. So for me to get 2 days usage out of one of these babies, you know that it is a high capacity battery. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll go down into the close-ups. I'll show you how to fill it. I'll undress it. It matches my top though, look at that. Yeah, we'll undress it, and we'll just have a general nosy around. I'll show you its system. It's not really a menu system, it's just there, it's a system. I'll show you that, and we'll just have a general chat about it. Right, see you in a second. Right, here is our iTaste MVP. I did have a light box and everything built, but it all got broken in the move. I lost quite a bit of the vaping stuff in the move. Right, anyway, this is our iTaste MVP. It's a hard plastic shell, this box, so it does protect it quite well. That's why I've kept it lying around even after the mod's been in use, because it does protect it really well. Right, this is the iClear 16 Clear Atomizer System version. Right, take this off, and you are left with this. This is just like a metal housing for the inside of the top of the case. So, right, we'll get that out of the way. Here is our MVP, which is rather lovely looking, I got to admit. I wasn't a fan of its looks at first, but it's grown on me and I do like it a lot now. Inside here, there's a little pull tab here, just pull it up. You will find your iClear 16, which is over here. This is the housing for your charger. This is what the charger looks like. I had it plugged into my PC, so here's your charger. This will charge an iPhone, which is that one. It will charge micro USB, and it will charge a mini USB. So Yeah, and it's a good quality lead. It's not a crappy quality lead. Right. This is our collar for when you're using something that isn't ego skirted. I'll just give you an example. 2 seconds. Something like that. Just gives it a cleaner look. So, right. But today we're going to be using it with what its intended use is, which is this iClear 16. Now, to fit your iClear 16, what you're going to want to be doing is just slotting it on and screwing it down. Not too tight, just about there. And I'm getting a reading of 2.1 ohms. Now, what I like to do before there's any liquid in is I like to take the top off and just look straight down into the barrel of the atomizer and see if you can see an orange glow. Right, so yeah, it's there. We have an orange glow. Right, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if you look inside the little hole, it just glows orange a little tiny bit, and that is enough to show us that we have life and atomizer is working. Right, so we've taken our top off. What we're going to do now is we're just going to take a bottle of e-liquid. I have bubblegum pop for this one. So, right, all you want to do is there's a line on this atomizer sitting right there that says 1.6 mil. Now, what you want to be doing is you want to be dribbling down the side of your tank without getting any juice into the center hole. You want to fill this up to that 1.6 mil line. Which is just about there. Yep. And as you can see, right, let me put the top back on. That's how you put your top back on. And just screw. Right. Now, as you can see, I am filled pretty much directly on that 1.6 milliliter line. So, we've got our atomizer in place. What we want to be doing now, let's move this out of the way, is we want to test its resistance. So, to check its resistance, we're just going to be pressing. Right, let's get this in focus. Just pressing the 2 buttons at once, and it'll give you your atomizer resistance, which is 2.1 ohms, and it'll give me my battery voltage, which is 3.7, which is actually the lowest I've had this. Right, now to change power, you're going to hold this button marked P, and you've only got one button to change the power with. So you hold the button. Currently we're at 6 watts. We want to be at about 8. So just keep pressing the button until you're at your wattage. If you go past, you can round robin back. So we're going to set this at 8. For your voltage, you hold the other button, and then you can change your voltage, which would be around 4 for this atomizer at 2.1 ohms for me. Right. This flashing up right here is your puff counter. So when that flashes up, it tells you how many puffs you've had. It's a feature that doesn't get a lot of use, but it's still nice to have. It's still nice to be there. It does have 5 clicks on and 5 clicks off. A double flash to let you know, and then you get the Innokin light show once it's back on. There we go. Right, I'm going to undress this now, just to show you what your MVP will look like. 2 seconds. Right, here is a naked MVP. Right here. So, I taste MVP on the front. Nice touch. VVVW display here. Ah, dear. Excuse me. VVVW display here. This does have a mirror effect finish. So that's well, it's neither here nor there, but it doesn't matter. On the other side it's blank, and then on the back it says, "Taste it, love it." We have a China export or CE mark. It's very hard to tell. I'm telling you not to bin it because it's a battery. You need to dispose of it properly. On top we have a 510 connection and ego threading. This outside threading here is for your collar, which I showed you earlier on. Just to put your collar on, all you're doing is this, and that is it. Your collar is on. We'll leave that on for now. And then on the bottom is where all of the good stuff happens, I suppose. Right. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see the writing because of the lighting, but this is your on-off switch for your USB output. Mine is currently set to on, but I don't want it to be, so I'm going to turn that off. Alright, so on or off. This USB port here will power devices at 5 volts. I'm unsure of the amps it gives out, but I believe that it is 500 milliamps. So again, if you're going to charge anything like an Ego battery off of it, it probably will take a little while, 500 milliamps. And this is your charging port right here. Charger that comes with it, as I said, is a very good charger. And it just slots in like that. So to charge this, all you're going to do is you're going to plug the other end of this lead, the USB end, into a USB port on your laptop or into a plug like this, and then once that's plugged in, you're going to be wanting to take this end, and the smallest of these connectors is the one you want to use, and you're going to slide it into this port here. How can I get this? There you go. Right there, and that is it, and your MVP will be charging. Right. Oh dear. So we've got a filled iClear 16. Need to take the collar off to use it with the iClear 16. Right, filled iClear 16. We will come back up to me and I will tell you a bit more about the device. Cheers. Right. Oh, right. So we've seen how to fill our iClear 16. We've seen how to use the MVP's basic functions. All that's left now is to tell you how it vapes, I suppose. So again, we'll check that resistance to make sure it's fine. It's currently reading at 2.1. So that's I'm set at 4 volts. So let's go. As you can see, the iClear 16. I like the iClear 16s because them coils sit right at the top, so it produces a nice warm vape. I like throat hit, so that's good for me. But the MVP version 2 being 510 threaded and Ego threaded makes it Myriad compatible. Now Myriad compatible basically means your MVP will take pretty much any device out there, be it something 510 fitted like this, be it something 510 fitted like this. It takes all of them, so you have quite a bit of range and depth there. The 510 connection has become like the universal fitting for e-cigarettes. Pretty much every atomizer coming out at the moment is either 510 threaded or ego threaded. So with the MVP version 2 you are covered in all aspects really. I mean I've not had an atomizer not fit yet, and I've got quite a few, so right. Now, right, I'm not sure if it's just something that I've found or whether other people have had it happen or what's gone on really, but the 510 connection on my MVP is sort of loose. Now, it could have been my fault, but I'm not sure. I don't know what happened really, but screwing something right down on the MVP like that will produce a short, and when you have a short, it will display like that. So to combat that, all I've been doing is taking it back a turn, and then we're back at 2.1 ohms. So it's to use that as a guide to not over tighten your atomizers. Over tighten atomizers is the main thing that will kill a mod, in my eyes, because it's so easily done. Even people like me who have been vaping for pretty much nigh on a year and a bit, it's so easy to break a 510 connection. You have to be exceptionally careful when you're screwing down to only screw finger tight, and do not really screw it down, just finger tight. That's all you need. Right. But saying all of that, and I've shown you how to use your MVP, I've shown you what your MVP will look like, and I've shown you everything really. I love the MVP. I think it is a brilliant mod. It's not too lacking in features. There's a couple of things that I'd like to see in the MVP version 3, but they're only like slight personal preferences, like personal niggles. There is nothing wrong with the MVP. In my eyes, it is the best variable voltage, variable wattage device in a box form currently on the market. It's not the best variable wattage, variable voltage device currently on the market as it stands, because that is currently held by the stuff like the DNA 20, and my personal favourite variable voltage and variable wattage device was and still is an EVIC. That's just because the EVIC is feature packed. I like features, so that's again personal preference, personal opinions. Right, but this has been the MVP version 2. It is available from vape-it.co.uk. All links and everything will be in descriptions. Yeah, it's an excellent mod. I have been using it non-stop for like 3 weeks, and it's kicked stuff like this and lots of other things to the curb. I'm not short of mods or atties, but this MVP with either an iClear 16 or the GSH5 has been my go-to at the moment, and it probably still will be for a couple of weeks to come. Right, I've been Dan for Shizzle. I'll see you in the next one. Okay. Oh, throat's gone. Okay, small update on the MVP version 2. I've just been having a fiddle about because it was out. I noticed that I'm going to focus this right in. Right. You see that white O-ring inside? That is something that I have just put in. The MVP version 2's firing pin will lift, and it lifts quite a way out actually, and I had lost my rubber O-ring. My rubber O-ring is now somewhere inside the MVP, so all I've done is I've put a new rubber O-ring in, and now it's firing sweet as a nut. So if you ever get in where you tighten an atomizer down and it's coming up as 0.0, you know that it will probably be that pin now, and that pin is a relatively easy fix that anyone can do. Right, I've been Dan for Shizzle. I'll see you in the next one.